We got a very special guest today. We are joined by Adam of Saint Asonia, formerly of 3 Days Grace. They just released a brand new EP called Introvert that features the single Above It All, a kick-ass track. And also, they did a really dope cover of Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, which I really thought was fucking sick, man. So great to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. What's the response been like to the new EP? It just came out July 1st, I believe.
Yeah, it came out July 1st, and yeah, I mean, so far it seems like everybody's really loving it, which is amazing. Yeah, I mean, it took a while to make this one, and to have it out now, and people are stoked about it. It's pretty awesome.
What's your writing process like? Because I've always held that you have one of the best active rock voices. You just have such a distinct, great voice, but you also know how to write nasty fucking hooks.
Yeah,
and
nice.
I'm curious as to how you approach songwriting.
I mean, for me, it usually just starts with some music and or a melody of some sort. It's always different though. Depends on what we're doing. Like for this EP, all the guys had different ideas musically and that sort of thing. So I got a lot of ideas sent to me, and then I would just sit with those musical ideas and come up with melodies, and then try to find a vibe for what the song could be about and that sort of thing. But it's always different, whether we're sitting in a room together or if we're sending ideas back and forth, or if I'm just sitting here with my acoustic or something like that. It's always a little bit different. There's no exact thing that I kind of do every time or whatever. But yeah, for me, it's just about melodies for the most part. Try to come up with good melodies and then kind of go from there.
You do such a great job with that. I see you've got Queens of the Stone Age, Jeff Buckley. Who are some Pantera? Who are some of your other musical influences that have kind of guided your love for music, for lack of a better term?
Well, those ones for sure that are back there. Yeah, Pearl Jam's over here as well. So yeah, those guys. Definitely when I was writing music, when I was like 14, when I first started writing music, I was listening to Nirvana and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and those bands. So the Seattle music scene when I was younger was huge for me. And then I mean, I grew up listening to everything. My parents were into everything from folk to hard rock or whatever, and so I mean, just all over the place. But those were my main influences growing up for sure.
Where are you from originally? I guess you're Canadian?
Yeah. I'm from Peterborough, Canada, which is just it's about an hour and a half northeast of Toronto.
And I guess you recently moved here. You moved to Nashville area.
Mm-hmm.
Did you come here from Canada?
Yeah, I actually I have a lot. Obviously, my family's in Canada, so we got a place in Nashville to spend. Basically like half of the year in Nashville. The winters up here in Canada are ridiculous. So, and we're just starting to get sick of it, like just dealing with ice and snow, like a lot in the cold and stuff. Yeah. We just decided to get out of the winter, and Nashville seemed like the perfect place.
It's a beautiful town.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I've been there a lot in the past, and I love, a lot of the people there, and it's just, we've got 2 little kids too, a baby and a 4-year-old. So schools are amazing.
Yes.
All that stuff. So yeah, just seemed like the right thing. Right now I'm back at our place in Canada for the summer.
Yeah. Nashville, man, you made a great choice. It's a beautiful town. I love going to Nashville. And what's interesting is, I don't know if it's always been this way, but at least I know it's always been obviously the music city, but with rock, everybody from rock seems to be kind of coalescing around Nashville right now. At least in the last several years, I've noticed a noticeable uptick in people moving to Nashville, and having been there so many times, it's just, I get it. It makes sense. It's a freaking awesome place. It's a fun place to be. It's a great place for families. Mm-hmm. It just makes total sense. So welcome.
Thanks, man.
What is that? Is that a difficult process to move? Because to me, I mean, I live in the U.S. and it takes balls to move in general.
Mm-hmm.
But then to move out of a country, is that something that is that a difficult process? Is there like a lot of paperwork involved, or is it just something you're able to do?
You know what? I'm really grateful. Thankful actually that I'm able to do it. And my wife's from Minnesota, so so our we're able to. We're just luckily and fortunately able to go back and forth, and because of the work that I do, I have a visa that allows me to live in the States as well. So just
Isn't she's from Minnesota though? She has. Can you get citizenship, like dual citizenship, possibly?
she can. I don't know. You'd have to do one or the other. They don't.
Oh, what?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's a little bit weird. I think if she wanted to become a Canadian citizen or whatever, she'd have to. I think she'd have to get rid of her U.S. citizenship. I could be wrong about that. I'm not too sure about the ins and outs of it, but I feel like that might be part of it. You can't. I know kids that are born, like our kids will be dual citizens because they'll have a U.S. passport and a Canadian passport. But yeah, if you're not born that way, I'm not sure if you can have both. So, but either way, we're lucky to be able to go back and forth. It really wasn't hard because we kept our place in Canada, so we didn't really have to move much. It was we just came down with our clothes basically, and
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It makes I mean, it's just. That's really cool to be able to, you've got my vote. If you want to become a citizen, if I have any say in it, you've got my vote, bro.
Oh, thanks, man. All right.
You've had such a big impact on rock music, and I'm just wondering if I talk to a lot of people that are, like Howard Jones from Killswitch Engage is one of them. Where that guy, like for the longest time, I explained to him, I'm like, you're one of the fucking goats, dude, and he really didn't seem to like. That didn't really seem to resonate with him, and I don't know if he's being humble. I just think he's a really good dude. I'm curious though, like you have had a very big impact on rock music. You have a mountain of hits under your belt. Does that something that like, are you aware of that? Like you have had. I'm so excited to talk to you because the discography that you have been involved with and the songs you have written have just stood the test of time. I mean, these are immaculate songs that you've written with both Saint Asonia, 3 Days Grace. You've done stuff with like, I guess, Apocalyptica. I mean, just you have so much work under your belt and it all has fucking stood the test of time. Is that something you think about? Is that something that motivates you?
It's no, I mean, it's weird because it all happened. So, it just seems to happen fairly quickly over the time goes by pretty quick. And you don't even, I mean, for me, I haven't really thought about it too much. It's just, it's I try not to think about it too much. Because there gets to be a bit of pressure with having to write something similar to what you wrote in the past or try to have as much success or something like that. So I think it's kind of detrimental to think about it too much. And I really feel like I was lucky just being in the right. I mean, we put in a lot of hard work back in the day, but at the same time, I think we were just in the right place at the right time and met the right couple people, and and it just happened from there. So, I mean, it just is what it is, man. I don't think about it too much. I mean, I'm super thankful and grateful that I've had the opportunity, and I still have the opportunity to write music and put it out and have it received by people is pretty amazing,
And with this new EP that you guys have written, how much are, are you writing all the lyrics? Do other people participate in that? It's just like, how does that, the reason I ask that is because you guys are really a fucking super group. The talent that is in that band, what everyone has accomplished in this band is absolutely monumental. And I'm curious, when you went into this process, when was it recorded? How long was it? Were you guys all together?
We wrote the EP separately because we were in lockdown at the time, so we were sending ideas back and forth. For the most part, most of the lyrics on the EP I wrote. a couple or one of them, Left Behind, was written by Cody, our drummer. So that song basically, it was basically all his lyric ideas and everything. So, but there's, I mean, again, it's always kind of different. There wasn't really we didn't have a specific way we wanted to do it. It was just, we didn't have anything else to do. Like everybody else, we were stuck in lockdown at home. And so we were just sending things back and forth. And then I'd put down, melodies over some music or, so some of the songs I wrote completely. A couple of the tunes were co-written by different people. Our producer sort of helped with that too. But, it was just really different, sort of just back and forth, whatever worked, and we just wanted to put out the best batch of songs that we had at the time, So I think.
Well, I mean, you don't miss. I mean, it's this is just another mountain of quality from you, and that's all you've ever done. Is a lot of people will go a career. You have a great voice. That's not enough to carry people. You know what I'm saying? You have a very good voice, but you got to be a good songwriter too, and you happen to have both of those. And the thing I like about Saint Asonia as well is, there has been a long period of time between releases. It seems like you guys are very much, I don't know. I mean, would you say you're a perfectionist? Is that because you guys were like really trying to make sure these songs were as good as they could possibly be, or was it just happenstance?
Yeah, we put out the first record in 2015, and then we put out Flawed Design in 2018, I believe. It was about 3 years between the first and second, but I had a lot of stuff happening where I had to, I went to rehab and I had a baby and stuff. So there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened then. So that was the reason for the 3 year, between the 3 years between the first and second album. And then this time around was just, we weren't in any rush just because the pandemic was happening and there was didn't seem like there was any rush to put something out. And we basically just wanted to wait until everything was over so that we could at least get out and support it.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes total sense. I wouldn't want to release anything when literally the entire music industry is shut down. That's a very good point. And you mentioned you'd gone to rehab, and I have always been so inspired by people who are in bands and are in rock music that have been able to address those sort of issues. Ivan Moody from Five Finger Death Punch is one of the people that really inspires me, that had a number of problems and he addressed them head on.
He inspires me as well. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he's fucking killing it, and you are too. What did you learn from that experience?
Well, I mean, I spent 20 years in and out of, over 20 years in and out of treatment centers a few times, and different drugs and alcohol and all sorts of stuff. So it was always on and off for years. And what really clicked with me in 2017 when I went into rehab for the last time was when I was there, my son was born, and I wasn't able to. He was born on the other side of the country, so I wasn't able to. I wasn't there when he was born, so. And I mean, that just flipped the switch in me that it was no longer about me. I mean, when you have a kid, it's,
yes.
It just changes everything, your whole perspective on everything. And it's no longer about just me, my selfish kind of, I need to do this for me. And that is no longer about that. And it just, light bulb, if you want to say, went off. And so that was it. I mean, that was the turning point for me. A lot of people, I think, have to get to, they say that you got to reach your rock bottom. And I definitely was. I think I had bounced, on the rock bottom a couple times. So, So anyway, when my first son was born, that was it for me. That changed everything in 2017. I haven't looked back.
And I'm going to tell you, man, that is beautiful to see. I mean, really, that is. I hate the. There's this notion where there's this stereotype, and I don't like it. We've seen people that have, that we've lost from this. It's very serious. And I hate the idea that it's like, oh, you got to be a rock star. You got to be a big fucking mess to be a rock star. And I don't think so. I don't think that's what it has to be. the majority of examples are people who are maybe they're not sober, but they don't have issues with substance abuse, and they're able to produce great music. And then look at what you just dropped, also fantastic music, and I think that's a beautiful thing that you know, I mean, we need you around. I mean, we need great singers, we need great songwriters, and I'm telling you, man, I'm so happy that you push through that, and it's just that's a beautiful thing, man. And I'm that's just awesome.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it changes things for sure. You know, there's a lot more drive. I mean, when it's no longer just about yourself, and you know, it changes things. Yeah. So no, I'm really grateful, and you know, that I'm still here, because there's numerous times, you know, I probably shouldn't have survived, you know, certain situations and stuff. So yeah, I feel pretty lucky to be here, and lucky to be sober, and you know, lucky to have an amazing, beautiful family, and to be still playing music, you know.
That's beautiful. I'm grateful you're here, and you're doing so well. Are you guys looking at going out on the road or anything? I mean, I know you have shows coming up. Are there any tours or anything that you guys have coming in the pipipeline?
Yeah,
that you can talk about?
We're waiting for a tour to be confirmed, just literally right now. So yeah, we've got I think 3 festival shows coming up this month as one-offs, and then hopefully we'll be on tour in around September. Yeah. So we're just waiting for that to come through. We've been waiting on it for a while, so I feel like it's probably going to happen shortly, and we'll be able to announce everything soon here. We've got a Europe run later in the year, but yeah, definitely hit the States soon.
Good. I can't wait, man, because you know, you guys are so great live. I've seen you guys play a couple of times, and it's always been a great show. Again, I'm not gassing you up here. I really think that you're one of the best rock frontmen that we have. You just the voice, the performance, everything, you fucking kill it. And I mean, really, I'm a huge fan of your work. Always have been.
Thank you so much, man.
So you were recently, you guys, you got back together with the guys in 3 Days Grace, which I fucking love the idea that people that aren't bandmates anymore are able to be bros. Like, that's beautiful. And you guys were recently inducted into the Norwood District High School Hall of Honor with Matt and Brad from 3 Days Grace. What was that like? Because it's like typically what you see, and this is what I always wonder about this. Like, typically you see athletes and stuff, they put them up on the wall, and I'm like, you know, we need to have musicians and successful business people and everything like that need to be recognized as well. I'm not sure if that's the first band they've ever inducted to that, but what was that like going back to your old school, and maybe did you see any old teachers? What was that like for you?
It was crazy, man. I mean, it was really cool. I didn't see any of my old teachers from there, but it was pretty amazing to go back to that school and take my kids there and just kind of walk the halls and just check it out. Yeah, I mean, the town of Norwood's about 1,500 people, so it's a small town, super small school, and I mean, I don't think they've really done it before. So I feel like we might have been the first. I think maybe there's some older people up on that Hall of Honor, maybe some hockey players and that sort of thing. But yeah, no, it was just amazing. You know, and to do it with those guys was really cool too. I hadn't seen Matt in about 10 years or so, so it was pretty amazing. Just to hang out and do something like that was really cool. Yeah.
So with you guys kind of rekindling your relationship with 3 Days Grace, there's a lot of speculation that maybe you guys could work together in the future. I don't know if that will happen or not. Is that something that you would ever be open to, though, if at any point the opportunity might present itself?
You know what? Yeah, I mean, for sure. We've all grown up. We've all, grown up. It's been a while, and there's no hard feelings or anything like that, and we're all in touch now, and we talk and text and stuff. So yeah, I mean, we haven't really talked about doing anything, not yet anyway, but I feel like something like that is most likely, you know, down the road at some point. Yeah, definitely not.
It would be big.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. So
it'd be very big.
Yeah,
it would be very big.
Yeah, probably would be. Yeah, yeah. You never know, man. We haven't really talked about it, but yeah, I guess we'll see. You never know. Anything's possible for sure.
I'm rooting for that. If that were ever to happen, that would be wonderful. And again, like you said, it could happen. It would be huge for y'all. It would be huge for rock, and that would be a beautiful thing. But the main thing here that is important is it's cool, even if you guys didn't work together. It's cool just to see that you guys are bros.
Absolutely.
You know, and a lot of times people aren't in bands anymore, and they get fucking pissed at each other, and they get angry and all that stuff. But with you guys, it's just cool, man. It's cool to see. What it says you guys are mature people. That's what it says.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, when you spend 20 years in close quarters with anybody, your best friends, and it can take its toll, right? Everybody gets into different things, and it gets, so yeah, all that kind of stuff happens just like it does in most bands or whatever. But yeah,
and families. Yeah.
You're basically a family on the road. You are. So yeah. And then there's a certain point where it just doesn't matter anymore. Like what, So yeah, I think we've all kind of reached that point where it's just kind of pointless. Life's too short, to be angry at old things or old grudges or anything like that,
Yeah. I mean, it was like you and the other guys had posted you guys went to lunch together or something, and I saw that, and I'm just telling you, as a hardcore 3 Days Grace fan, I saw that and I was like, dude, God, I hope they do something, man.
Right.
I know it's selfish, but I'm like, they gotta for the culture, right? They've got to do something.
Yeah, and, the comments on that post were pretty insane, for sure. Yeah, that was which we expected for sure. But no, that was cool.
I did a video on this channel where I was like speculating about it. I'm like, could they be getting back together? What do y'all think? 75,000 views, thousands of people in the comments are going, oh my God, are they going to get back? They got to do something. So I know these things are very complicated, and I'm, like you said, you haven't discussed it, but we'll see. I'm hopeful for that. But in the meantime, though, the thing is that you guys with Saint Asonia is everybody in the band also, like Mike, he's doing Stain stuff again as well.
He is,
it appears. And I think there may be another album from them, which would also be sick. And you guys all come from different. Your brother is in Saint Asonia as well. Is that correct?
He's my cousin, Kale. We grew up.
Oh, he's your cousin.
Yeah, we grew up together. We were like brothers growing up, so we're, But yeah, technically we're cousins. But he's in the band. Yeah, he was also. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry about that. Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay. Is it crazy being in a band with like your actual relative?
You know what? It's awesome. We grew up together, and we've played music since since I can remember.
So cute.
Just little guy. Since we were like 5 years old, we've been playing and singing together. So it was just a matter of time until we were in a band together, and he did other things and I did other things, and now we're finally in a band together. It's amazing.
What previous bands was he in?
He played in Art of Dying, a band called Art of Dying.
Oh yeah, I love Art of Dying.
Yeah. He also played with Ian Thornley from Big Wreck, and a few other things. And same with our drummer Cody. Cody Watkins was also in Art of Dying and did a lot of session drawing for different artists and stuff like that. So yeah, it's quite the family we've got in the band now. We're all pretty tight, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
You guys are killing it, and I have loved this EP. I've been bumping it nonstop, and I love to. I am a huge fan of covers. I'm a huge fan, and I think for bands, there's this lot of, it's the easy comment. You guys are just. I mean, people say this about Five Finger Death Punch, and they don't really stop doing covers, and I'm glad they don't, because I think that you can have a mountain of great material, and you can also do covers. I think covers are fun. I think
absolutely
some of this can be about having fun. And so I'm curious, how did you guys kind of decide upon the Blinding Lights cover that you guys did? I thought that was so sick.
Yeah, you know what? We our record label had asked us to do a cover, so we thought about some different tunes. And, I've done obviously a bunch of covers in the past and just taken some older songs, older rock-ish songs, and so I just felt like doing something outside of the genre would be cool, and a lot of bands are doing that now too. They're taking different. I've heard a few a few really cool covers, that you wouldn't expect. So just wanted to do something like that. And the weekend, that song, I mean, him being from Canada, from Toronto, was kind of part of it. We're from Toronto too, and it just felt good. And that song's just a great song in general. It doesn't matter who does it.
Yes.
It's just everything about it so good. So we just really felt like we could just heavy it up and give it a bit of an edge. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we haven't started playing it live yet, but I think we probably will if we get the opportunity, a bit longer of a set.
I would love to see that. You guys did Phil Collins as well, right? I Don't Care Anymore.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah, that's a fun song. I mean, that's always been one of my favorite songs, and it's kind of the same thing. I think the key is just taking a song that's just a really good song. I mean, I guess that it depends on what you like, and that's a little subjective. But yeah, if it's a good song, if it's a really well written song, I don't think it matters who does it, because it still tends to hit you sort of the same way if it has the same chord progressions and the same melodies and that sort of thing. So yeah, no, it's always fun doing a cover, man. I grew up playing covers, and so
I think that's fun, and I think it keeps things interesting. And I think, like you said, a great song, it can be a great song, but sometimes pop-oriented music translates very well into hard rock.
Absolutely.
And I think we see that.
For sure. And not only in covers, but, a lot of stuff now that's a lot of bands, newer bands coming out with stuff that you listen to, a lot of the melodies and the verses and that sort of thing. There's pop melodies and that sort of thing they're definitely crossing over into rock, so it's just that pop sensibility, and everybody likes a melody that they can sing along with, and just, yeah.
Absolutely. It's just and like Beartooth, they just released a new song today, and the chorus on that thing is very pop oriented. Right. It's incredible. I love a big chorus. We don't have, I think I think the last 10 years, a lot of bands have focused on how heavy and how technical can I make this music. Right. And I respect that, but there is something to be said about writing a compelling, catchy, that is, despite the fact that maybe the playing might be a little bit simpler, in my opinion, from what I've seen, it seems as though that's just as difficult to write a song that connects with people.
Absolutely.
And is, yeah.
For sure it is. I mean, to be honest, I think writing riffs, and I love writing riffs, but I think it's quite a bit easier to sit with a guitar and come up with a heavy sounding riff that's just and it's quite a bit easier to come up with that than it is to come up with just a solid chorus that is like undeniable sort of thing. It's definitely so you're right. I think it's it's cool. I mean, music is it's always evolving. It's ever evolving, and it's always changing. What we listen to and what people are into. So that's the amazing thing about music.
One of the things that I wish I would have the chance to see with you, and I haven't gotten to go to this. You do like acoustic sets, and every time I'm like, damn, I want to go see that. Or is there any plans for that in the future coming up? Any more acoustic shows? Because it seems like that gives you the chance to bring out covers and really do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of fun, man. I've done quite a bit of that over the last bunch of years, and no plans right now. The plan is to tour with Saint Asonia and do some big rock shows. But there's always, I always love playing acoustic, and so I do the odd one here and there, but eventually, for sure, maybe next year at some point between albums or something like that, I could hit the road and do an acoustic set, acoustic tour. Would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good problem to have, to be too busy. You've got so many great things going on right now. It's like,
right. Yeah,
that's a very good problem. Yeah, I mean, it's just, again, I just am so pumped up. You've got this new EP. You've got Introvert. It's out now everywhere, featuring Above It All, featuring the cover of Blinding Lights. And, what what would you say to people that haven't listened to this yet? How would you describe this EP to them?
I'd say it's all the way through from front to back. It goes pretty hard, and the songs are they were all sort of written early on in the pandemic. So there's I don't know, there's sort of an urgent vibe to the whole thing lyrically, and I think it's just relatable. I think a lot of these songs are relatable for everybody, because we all just went through this crazy thing together, and that's what most of the songs are about. And it's pretty heavy, in different ways. Yeah,
it is. It absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know you're a very busy man, and I just want to thank you. It's been such an honor to talk to you, man. Again, you're one of my favorite vocalists of all time.
Thank you so much, man.
And you're a monster, dude. So keep killing it. I am very much looking forward to what the future holds for you, whatever that may lie. I am rooting for you 1,000%, and I'm so thankful. And also, your kids are adorable, who have been walking around in the background.
Yeah,
I love that.
He's wondering how you saw him. Yeah, yeah. No, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. That's amazing. Thank you for the support. And I remember the video that you did about Neil and I sitting down. I do remember now that you said you did a YouTube video. My manager sent it to me and said, "Does this guy know something we don't?" I was like, "No, but
well, I didn't say anything definitively. I'm just
no, exactly.
Hey,
it was just a conversation. Yeah, no, it was great, man.
Right.
No, but I appreciate everything,
yeah, dude,
man.
It's just
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm rooting for it. I'm trying to wish it into existence.
Yeah, right. I got you. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Dude, much love, much respect to you, man. Keep killing it. Again, the new EP. Check this out. It's a banger. Adam doesn't miss. This dude is just a champ. All he writes are hits. And thank you so much for your time, brother. I really appreciate it, man.
Of course, man. Thank you. No, I really appreciate it. And I love the shirt.
Thank you. Hey, dude, it's Brittany. Hold on. Let me see if I got this. I saved this for... It didn't work. I had a sound effect. I have a sound effect for Britney Spears. I wear my Britney shirt all the time, but it didn't work. Oh. Yeah, yes, exactly. That's right? Exactly what it says.
I had a feeling, yeah.
It never works when you need it to work, though.
I got it, though. I knew it was coming.
I'll pipe it in afterwards.
There you go. All right,
Thank you, brother. Have a great day, man.
Thanks, you too, buddy. We'll chat soon. Thank you, buddy.